Hello once again. After a fairly long absence, I'm a working builder, and I have commitments to old customers who prefer to deal with me than other people. And from my point of view, I like to maintain a relatively comfortable lifestyle, but my pension doesn't allow for that. So I still work when I can. And I also really enjoy my job and still love the challenges it brings. And when a job is a hobby, it isn't really a job, it's a pleasure. But even hobbies sometimes require a rest. So please like and subscribe. It sure helps the algorithm. Now, before I go any further, let me just show you this. I've just purchased this book. And it's another mind blower. I won't tell you what it's about. It's in the title. And it is really, really surprising what we've been told and what actually happens. So, good morning from Prison Island, Britain, where our government are intent on introducing digital ID for everyone to be able to identify themselves from foreign invaders. Well, let me tell you this. I don't need a digital ID because I'm a British citizen with a birth certificate, a national insurance number, a driving licence at the moment, an up-to-date passport, a registered voter and a taxpayer, all of which identifies me as a British subject. My life is my own and I will not be reduced to a number, a barcode or an app via an outside company like Palantir. And this is a data breach too far. All my details are locked in a safe, far from the clutches of hackers. Can we say the same about ID cards? Most certainly not, you can't. So they can stick their digital ID where the sun doesn't shine. And another thing that really annoys me and I find irksome is being asked several times during a meal in a restaurant if I have any allergies. And yes, I do. I'm allergic to morons asking me if I have allergies prior to ordering the soup, the main course and dessert. And quite obviously the establishment I'm eating in doesn't give a flying fig about my health. They just want to cover their asses in case I have a reaction to their food. And I always reply to these people with the same sense of humour and I say, no, I don't have any allergies, but can I make a claim if you give me salmonella? They always give a wry smile when I say that. And on the subject of food and its many, many recipes, I have another point. Many people buying food in a supermarket scan the ingredients up closely and look for things they may be allergic to or just disagree with the use of certain products like palm oil or saturated fats. However, what I find hilarious is when it comes to medication, most people accept the ingredients as gold standard, but haven't got a clue as to what is actually in there, even if it's shown. And most people wouldn't know the difference between H2O and dihydrogen monoxide. In fact, they are both water. Dihydrogen monoxide is just a fancy name for water. On a more serious note, what are the ingredients of the one they stick in here? And we have no idea whatsoever. And even if it is shown, we'd still have no idea. Quite obviously, quite obviously, many people with comorbidities rely heavily on such medications. But most of us don't need to and should think twice about receiving them. I'm certainly no doctor, but I do rely on common sense, which is in very short supply today. And just the same as my political views, I'm neither left nor right. I'm just apolitical. And I leave the squabbles to the sociopaths that are in charge. I can no longer watch mainstream media unless I want a good laugh. I rely totally on alternative media posted by dedicated people with a mission to seek the truth. You may call me a conspiracy theorist if you like, but I much prefer the term conspiracy realist. If you don't already know, we live in a Western world of fake governments with sociopaths at the helm. And they are there to annoy, confuse, browbeat and stir us up with the conflicting and crazy ideas, along with scaring the pants off us with their warmongering, which was formerly known as sabre rattling. And it's more likely today to be called a dick measuring contest between impotent men. Why else would they seek power? They have all the money they need. Anyway, I have a song that represents our modern governments, and I'll leave a link to descriptions to this video under more. So thank you for listening to Conspiracy Realists in a world with multiple problems, but as of yet, no solutions. Unless we have a second coming, which ain't going to happen. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.